Hello, Beat Baseball World. Neil Dog, Bam Bam, back with you here on the Beepball Blue Show. And Seth Dog, we got to start with breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news, Seth Dog.
What?
It is official. The 2000 Offensive MVP, five-time world champion, has been made an offer to join a roster at the 2021 Beat Baseball World Series. More to come later. Breaking news, that dog.
Well, so considering you've had that an offer to join other rosters over the last decade, I won't rush right off to the keyboard to alert anybody and all that stuff. So,
well, this is all rumor right now. Just sources close to the situation who wish not to be. What are they saying sports all the time? Who wish to remain anonymous because they're not at liberty to speak on the situation. I can confirm it is unlikely that the 2000 offensive MVP would be playing at the 2021 tournament.
You're not going to pull a 55-year-old out of retirement.
hey, I'd only be 53 at that point.
I mean, gosh, damn, come on, man.
Honestly, doing Mike Finn's workout that he gave.
Yeah.
Listen,
a lot more than Mike.
No, I feel that. All I was gonna say is part of that workout is 10 get up and downs, and I do 3 sets of them, and laying down on your back and getting up 10 times, 30 times basically, man, each time, because that's kind of like practice. Jared Woodard pointed that out to me at some point. Like in Beepball, we're getting up and down off the ground. That's, in the end, that's a great exercise for beat baseball players or goal ball players, because we are getting, down on the ground and up a lot. And man, doing those, it's like I get to feel
what do you call them? I'm sorry.
I think he calls them get up and downs. So that's what I call them. You lay on
your
back
and get
up.
Down.
It's funny.
What do you lay on your back?
Yeah, lay flat on your back and come up. I come up like 5 times on each side. Like when I started doing them. It's not like that. No, I've thought about it, but no, it's not like that, like the football up downs. But I could tell you this, and I usually, because I do the workout in a cycle the way Mike recommended it. So I do a set of squats, and then I do a set of push-ups, and then I do a set of get up and downs. And man, those get up and downs.
That is the most ridiculous name, man.
I know, and I feel silly telling people
every time you say
I know. I feel silly, like I gotta defend it every time I tell somebody it's part of my workout. But that takes more out of me than anything. And I don't know if that's just me being old, but I don't think so. It's like, you know what I mean? Go get up and down 10 times. It's not fun. I'm telling you that right now. But, so I can tell you, like when I'm doing those, I always feel like, man, I'm not that far away. So go back to the offer. I won't say the team.
What is today? Saturday. Yeah, yesterday at practice, me, big flag football coach, I was the team wasn't listening, so I made them do push-ups or whatever. And
wow.
We're
talking about 10-year-olds, right?
Yeah, for third and fourth graders or whatever. And they can't.
Look at this guy.
They can't really do it,
Hey, coach, there's a fine line between. Go ahead.
Well, as I told them, it's like, because they're struggling with it. I'm like, if you guys keep messing around, we're gonna do leg lifts. You guys really aren't gonna like the leg lifts.
You got that right. They're not in the Navy SEAL set leg lifts.
They go feel it, man.
That's funny.
Feel it. But,
so just finishing up on that whole thing, I'll just say this, guy. I won't say the team that made the offer, but I will.
Oh, say what?
I will say what it's not. I'm going to say what it's not.
What?
I will say what it's not. It wasn't like the San Antonio Spurs or Spurs? What are they called? The
Spurs. Yeah,
Jets.
I would hope.
It wasn't the San Antonio Jets or the New Jersey Titans or the Indy Edge. You know, these Boston Renegades teams that might just be one franchise player away, Set Dog, from going and taking the Thunder down. One franchise, huh?
It's not one of them.
It's not one of them. Wouldn't you think they would make that power move? One franchise player. I thought that's what you would actually lock in on. The sarcasm and one franchise player away. Because if they signed me, they'd probably still consider themselves one franchise player away from winning a championship.
Dude,
I just want to put that out.
A 55-year-old retired
52
player
right now. 52 and 3/4, by the way.
Hey, with the history of injury problems,
52 and 5'6". 52 and 5'6".
Hey, the bases are 100 feet now.
They're 100 feet back when I was playing with my bare feet.
Shit,
all right. Anyways, this particular show, we've never been afraid to talk about whatever we want to talk about on this show, and I've enjoyed. Why? Calm down over there. I enjoyed having Leah Michaels come on and talk about the Hitters and Heroes tournament when they had it. I was thinking we need to have Larry and Rosie Reed on when they do their tournament where they recognize breast cancer as part of their tournament. I like doing stuff like that, and this is similar to that, but it's a little bit different. Jim Wolfe, who has been a part of the MBBA since the mid 80s and a longtime friend of mine. He and his wife who he met through Beat Baseball, suffered, unfortunately, their house burnt completely down. What I understand, at least I don't believe is recoverable. And something I was reading, Seth, Dog, because Steve Guerra was nice enough to send me the information for the GoFundMe fund that was. I felt redundant. I was like, I didn't want to be so redundant, but I don't know any other way to say it. The GoFundMe account that was set up to try to help them get things kind of recovered, but. Reading about it, Seth, it's deeper than I realized. Like, this is a house that was in Catherine's family for like 3 generations. Like, grandparents and stuff lived in this house. So, I mean, it's a sad situation, no matter who would go through, who would go through it. But man, hearing that broke my heart. Now, everybody, all the family members got out safely. Their dogs got out safely. I think one dog's name is Reese's, which I thought was cute. Reese's. I don't know. But the dogs.
The other one's Pieces?
No, I don't remember the other dog's name, so I shouldn't have brought up Reese's. But
Peanut Butter Cup.
That's just making me hungry in the end. But
dude, it is my favorite candy bar. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't think I've tried the candy bar, but Reese's are
not
like the peanut butter cups. Yeah, because they do make I mean, everybody makes everything now, right? So I don't even think I've tried the candy.
I think I've had that bar, and it is damn good.
I wouldn't be surprised. When I had your 2 little ones here last time, it was just the 3 of us. We ordered in some from Cold Stone Creamery, some like ice cream Reese's peanut butter cups. They were really good. Sorry we didn't share them with the rest of you. They were really good. We enjoyed them. But back to Jim Wolfe.
I will not share any of the Reese's peanut butter cups I get tonight at the baseball game.
Fair enough.
With you.
Yep, fair enough. We're even.
Tit for tat.
So, anyways, I heard about this. Steve Guerra made an announcement about this at the end of the MBBA spring board meeting last weekend, and though I'm extremely happy that nobody was injured, they're all safe and alive and recovering from this. They got family that live in the area that have taken them in and are helping them out. But it's still a heartbreaking story, I guess for me personally, Seth, the reason I wanted to do something, because like I told you when I brought it up with you that I wanted to do this, that there's a lot of tragedy in our league, and we can't do a show like this every week, but it hit for me personally. Like my first time making it on the MBBA board was in 1989 as a board member, and I went. Friends of ours, Dave Horn and Pete Conasani, were on the board, and they're both from California. And I was kind of under their wings. And even though I'd been going to the World Series for like been around beat baseball 3-4 years at that point, I wasn't really. I didn't know a lot of people outside of our California circle. And Jim Wolfe and Wayne Simpson were the first two people. I feel like I know a ton of people outside of the California circle now. Over the years, I've developed a lot of relationships, but uh, Jim Wolfe and Wayne were among the first for me. They're the first two people that I kind of extended out and started getting to know. And I like over the years, whenever I would go to board meetings, I always hung out with Wolfe. And he, we haven't stayed in contact over the years. We've never talked a lot on the phone, but I love that dude. But beyond me loving him, like he's been a huge part of beat baseball. He was the original catcher for the Austin Blackhawks before he met Catherine and moved to Kansas. Um, Catherine was, I believe she was a spotter already at this time, but she was part of the Topeka Gophers. You remember them? We had a lot of battles with them, lopsided battles, but a lot of battles with them back in the day. Bob Bigger and Jeanette Bigger, and Catherine was one of their spotters. And it was at actually an MBBA board meeting, I think in the fall of 1991, when Catherine had come to the board meeting with Jeanette and Bob, and Wolf was there, and I don't know if they like had connected before that and were planning to spend time together at that board meeting, and that's why she came, or if she just came and that's when they met. I really don't know, but I was around. I knew like from jump that Jim was smitten. You know what I mean? The two of them were inseparable that whole weekend. I think of it fondly, just knowing that he ended up moving there. They got married. They have kids. Their oldest daughter just graduated from med school, Elizabeth. So you know what I mean. They met through Beepball, and they've built a great family. And I just hate seeing what happened to them. So as part of the show, when we post it, there's a link to a GoFundMe account that has been set up to help them kind of recover as best they can. I don't know who can and can't help them out. If you just want to offer them prayers and positive thoughts, anything you could throw the Wolf family. They've just been huge parts of the MBBA. After Jim moved to Topeka, he became the catcher for the Topeka team, and Catherine was still a spotter. And after the Topeka and Wichita team combined and became the Kansas All-Stars, Jim Wolfe became their pitcher and led them. They were in the championship game in 2000, 2001. We were the team that they played and ultimately lost to both those championship games years. But Wolfe was, pitched in championship games. He's been a catcher. He came back after he retired from their team and was an umpire as part of the MBBA. And honestly, I've talked, Seth, like when we had Michael Garrett on and Ronnie Bruns talking about when we had the Doc Bradley tribute.
Uh-huh.
um, I mentioned like even talking about my own self, like I was an empty chair when I first joined the board, and every board that's ever existed probably has some members on it that are empty chairs that are there, but they're not contributing or really working, helping work towards anything. Wolf was never that. I mean, he's been part of writing grants for the MBBA. He's been part of finding solutions for bases when we couldn't find somebody that was making bases. Like he's just always gotten his hands dirty. You know what I mean? He's been there for the MBBA. So I hope the MBBA can be there for he and Catherine and their family now, because they've experienced something really tough. So I've got two funny stories that before we cut out of here, I want to share about Wolf. But any thoughts from you before I move on to
No,
funny?
it's funny. I believe the last time I saw Jim Wolfe, I don't know when it was, just in the last 4 years or so.
Oh, cool. I wouldn't have thought it was that recent.
Yeah, I believe, man. It's kind of crazy because everybody seems to blend in.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not the most social person like yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But there are a few people I do talk to, and I think I ran into him. And if I'm wrong, then I do apologize, because it did make me think you were talking about dirty hands. And I believe when I ran into him, he was telling me that he had just cut off his finger or whatever.
Oh
I
my
believe
gosh.
this was Wolf. He was doing like working on his table saw, and the board got away from him, and he grabbed it. He made a mistake.
Oh,
He made some mistake. I believe it was him. I'm pretty sure it was. You know me. I don't like the
wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Wolf has that kind of luck, man. You know what's ironic to me about his house burning down is like where they live in Kansas. I don't know if it's still the case, but it's a small enough town to where they have a volunteer fire department. And Wolf, I know like 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago was part of that. Like maybe even goes further back than that. I don't remember the years like you, kind of blends together, but he volunteered for their local fire department. And I remember getting to one of the spring board meetings, and one of his arms was completely casted, like from like I believe, from what I remember, all the way up his arm, because they had gotten a call in the middle of the night during the winter, and there was black ice outside his house. And run into his truck for this call, he slipped and fell in the ice, and he broke his arm really badly. I want to say in a few places, but it's so long ago. I can't
right.
speak exact, but I was like, man, here's one of their local, like, I don't. He has a job working like for the Kansas State, like he's like a correction, like works with the correction. I don't know if he's a correction officer, but works with them doing
You
something.
don't know if he's a headbuster? He be carrying gun guns
I
around
don't.
and be busting prisoners in their
Excuse me.
head? I didn't
I
know
don't.
that.
I don't think
Is
Wolf's
that what?
good on.
Damn,
He's
damn,
older than me.
Jim,
Been making fun of my age. He's older than I am.
Jim
He
Wolf
is
out
like
there busting
55 now.
heads, man. God, I didn't
But
know that.
but I don't know that he does that now. But he's somebody that's volunteered for their community, like putting out fires. So I don't know. I just felt the need and want more than anything. I guess the want to try to help them out. They're Beepball family, and they've been there for the league. So I hope the league could be there for them. And before we get out of here, the you were there this weekend at this weekend that I'm going to speak of, I think, but you weren't with us that night. I think it's the last board meeting you and I might have. No, it's not. Anyways, in '03, the spring board meeting was in Denver, Colorado, because the tournament was going to be in Denver that year. So the spring board meeting is always in the same place. And so, everybody, the board members always get there on Friday. The meetings, some committee stuff on Friday night, and the meetings all day Saturday. The board will go out to dinner Saturday night, and everybody bails out like on Sunday. So we're all getting in there on Friday, and a few of us are getting ready to go out to eat. So we're down in the lobby, and Gina and Rob Wygand drive in. Gina Wygand was a secretary at that time. And so she parks the car outside the hotel and goes in to check in the hotel. And she's at the front desk. And Wolf walks up to the car and knocks on the window at Rob Wygand. And he's telling him, he's like, sir, this is hotel security. You know, your car is blocking the way. We have a whole, I think he was telling there's like a whole bus of like old people and they can't pull up. Like the bus is blocking the road because they can't get in the parking lot. And he's like, well, I'm blind. I can't move the car, but you can move. He's like, no, sir, hotel insurance won't allow me to do that. But sir, you've got to move right now. Like, and Rob's just freaking out, like, I can't move it. And Jim's just pressing him, like, you've got to. It's got to get out of here. And this went on till Gina walks out, like, Jim, what the hell are you doing? It's like, you know. But he took, like, I don't know, like, you know, Jim and Rob both had been around forever. So how Wolf pulled that off at that time, I don't know. But he got Rob Wygand hook, line, and sinker with that one. And I mentioned we were getting ready to go out to eat. And so we all go out to eat there at a local place there in Denver, close to the hotel. It's like Tim Hivner, Steve Guerra, Wolf, like the Wygands came with us. I don't know if there were too many more people. You would have been there. You used to travel back then by train, and I think your train just simply hadn't gotten you to Colorado yet. Or I'm sure you would have gone with us because I know you were there. Anyway,
that was one of the rare times that you hung out in the room, right? You went to bed early.
Yeah, on Saturday. We're not going to talk about that. We are not going to talk about that. But that is the same weekend. Not PG-13. We are not. I was hiding from everybody. Tim Hibner came knocking on the door. Like, shh, don't answer that.
We'll leave that one alone.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought
not for
I
TV
that weekend. Yeah,
yep, that was the same weekend. But, so I mentioned we were getting ready to go out to eat. So we go out to eat, and Wolf orders some Rocky Mountain oysters. Do you know what Rocky Mountain oysters are?
Of course, I'm a man of the world.
Okay,
I'm a man of the world.
I did not, because I'm not a man of the world. I'm not educated.
I might, honestly, I might have learned about him then.
That weekend, hearing the story originally. So yeah, Wolf orders some Rocky Mountain oysters. And not that I have like I'm a big like seafood oyster type person. I probably haven't had raw oysters in like 30 years. But I was like, man, I've had raw oysters many times. What's the difference? And Wolf just starts laughing. He's like, the way they're breaded. So for those that don't know, Rocky Mountain oysters are bull testicles that are sliced up and breaded and fried. I assume everything's better when it's fried. So I tried. I went ahead. If they're good enough for my man Wolfie, they're good enough for Neil Dog. So I tried bull testicles that night. But that's what was funny to me. I was like, what's the difference? And Wolf's just like, the way they're breaded. That's all. So anyways.
I'm glad, as you explain, it's better because I always picture them not cut. Right? So
from what I remember.
Them as a whole or whatever.
Yeah.
So I always figured that would definitely put me out.
From what I remember, they were like chips, kind of. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's how big they are, that when they're sliced up, they're like potato chips, man. I never thought of it that way. Yeah, no, you don't eat it like a potato. You don't take the whole thing at one set, dog. All right. I don't know how we turned this fundraiser into that, but we did. So we'll get out of here. But I don't know. I love you, Wolfie, and if anything we could do to help, I hope you guys get what you need, and I'm glad your family's there taking care of you. I wish you well. You're one of the things that they're hoping they can recover, Seth, is his daughter's wedding dress, because she's about to be married. So both they one thing I read is they have hopes, because they've been told not to recover any of the clothing because of, like the carcinogens and stuff.
Oh, right.
But they have hope that at least the wedding dress and the Catherine's dress could be recovered, but they don't know. So, anyways, that's it. Thanks everybody for any consideration and prayers you guys give them. We will be back. Already got something lined up for next week that I'm looking forward to. So we will see you then. What? Were you gonna jump in? You got a final thought?
No, I just giggled when you said looking forward to it. I giggled.
All right. Well, thank you, Seth Dog, for your time. Thank you, Stephen Guerra, for hooking me up with the GoFundMe link for the Wolfe family. Thank you, Frank Porter. And good night, Aunt Cindy.